So today we're talking about the importance of financial literacy among women. Ephy Mathebula, a mother, beauty contestant and entrepreneur, has made it her mission to break social barriers and foster inclusivity in her community. She was born in Lephalale. She is 41 years old. She doesn't look it, and she has been transforming mindsets by inspiring young women to be financially savvy and independent. To put it in perspective, according to a 2020 baseline survey, 52% of South Africans are financially illiterate, and roughly 42% of South African households are headed by women. Mathebula joins me now live to tell us her story and why this is so important to bridge the gap in financial knowledge. Thank you so much, Ephy, for your time. And before we discuss what an important week it is for you personally, talk to me about what made you decide to start such an initiative.
Thank you for having me. Yes, for me, it is so important to talk about this financial independence for women because it brings liberation to women. You know, it gives you freedom as a woman. So I just love the fact of the freedom that comes with being financially independent and seeing that a lot of our women are still stuck in the concept of, you know, depending on men for survival. So I saw a huge gap, and there was a huge barrier. So that is what I want to break, that mindset of women depending on a male figure for survival.
Now, of course, was there anything personal, for instance, in your life that pushed you to do this? For instance, with me, my grandmother was a single parent, and I know this because my mom had me at a very early age, so I was like another child to my gran, because my grandfather passed away during those apartheid days. So I saw her struggling, having to sell alcohol, etc., to put people through school. Is there anything there personally in your life that probably motivated you to push like this?
Yes. You know, coming back from the rural areas. I was born in the rural areas and I grew up there. And my mom has been so inspirational when it comes to this. She did everything in her power. And I saw her, you know, struggling, trying to put ends meet. My dad is there, is still working even now, but we did not have enough. So I saw my mom coming in for me or for us, as you know, with my siblings, assisting my dad. And I said and thought, maybe there's something more to this, you know. As women, we need to also come to the party and, you know, put our efforts as well into leading the households to become financially independent. So for me, it has been the struggle also from, you know, my aunts, everybody around me, you know, seeing them struggling and seeing them living the lives that they don't really like because they could not afford the life of their own. So it is like what the background where I was raised, where I was born, and my mom being so much inspirational, you know, encouraging me to be independent and not survive or depend on a man for survival.
You know what I found interesting when I read this is that you should be an auditor by profession, right?
Yes. I mean, an internal auditor by profession.
Yes, by profession you're an internal auditor. So what's the advice? I know that Friday's coming up. You're a finalist in Miss South Africa, Mrs. South Africa to be exact. The results are coming out on Friday. What will you be saying on that stage about women emancipation and financial emancipation?
My message is simple, and it is not going to change. What I'm saying is that women should, you know, do everything in their power to become financially independent. And once you get that independence, you do not have to give it away. You must make sure that you maintain it. You know, because most of the time we hand our independence to the male figures without even being aware, unconsciously so, you know. When you leave your job and you say, I'm going to be a stay-home mom without an income, you are giving your independence away. So what I'm saying is that women fight for it. And when you have got hold of it, you know, embrace it and make sure that you don't lose it. So we can only see the true liberation when we are financially independent, because financial independence opens, you know, a lot of doors for us. You know, with financial independence, you will be able to walk away from an abusive relationship. You know, you will be able to say, this is not for me. I cannot stand for this. You will be able to continue on a personal development. You will be able to study further. You know, you'll be able to take your kids to better schools. And who doesn't want that? We all want that. So what I'm going to be saying, and what I'm going to continue to say, even beyond the crown, is that women, we need to continue to strive to become financially independent, and it's possible. And we need also to fight to be at the top, so that we can bring the other women along to say, I cannot, be financially independent alone. I need to also go back and empower other women, the young girls, for them to be financially independent as well.
I find it very important what you said there, for us to be able to bring others along, because most of the time we forget that as women.
Yes.
Because there's always this thing that men say, that we hate each other and whatnot. So that's also one other thing that we need to rectify as women. But also, it's also about the industries, right? Opening up to women. The trucking industry, it's something that's celebrated now, that women can be truck drivers now, etc. It should be a norm.
Yes.
That we get in anywhere where we have space.
Yes. And what is important for us is to continuously develop ourselves. Sometimes we want to enter into spaces, but are we ready to, occupy those seats?
Yeah.
So it is our duty, and the duty also for the women who are ahead of us to say, Ephy, come, I'm in this industry. Come, let me mentor and coach you to become, the person or the woman that I am. So it's through sacrifice. It does not come naturally, because we were not taught that way. So it's a sacrifice that other women have to do to bring the other women along. So it cannot be right that we only have a smaller percentage or a smaller margin of women who are at the top, and a whole lot of women are still left behind. So it is a challenge for women who are ahead to now go back and empower other women. So for me, it's about creating a legacy of women who are financially independent, and who will in turn go back to their communities and teach the other women around them and their children to do the same.
Yeah, definitely about giving back. Good luck for Friday, and thank you so much for speaking to us here on eNCA. Ephy Mathebula, she's a beauty contestant, advocate, mentor, mother and businesswoman, and this Friday she might be crowned Mrs. South Africa 2023 as she's in the final.